One of the strangest pieces of cut content in Fallout New Vegas revolves around a seemingly harmless Brahmin named Betsy. On paper, she looks like she was meant to be a useful companion, a pack animal the Courier could recruit to carry a ton of extra gear. But hidden in the game files is a much more elaborate setup involving scams, stolen loot, and 2 removed Freeside characters tied directly to her story. Betsy never made it into the final version of the game, but evidence suggests she was originally meant to appear just outside Freeside's north gate. Near an abandoned junk shack sits a small fenced animal pen, likely intended to be Betsy's original home. That pen can still be found in-game and is the only thing remaining after the quest was cut. At some point, the Courier would have been able to recruit Betsy. Leftover dialogue options shows commands for dismissing and calling her to follow. Scripts also reference health regeneration, follow routines, and even combat settings, implying Betsy may have been able to defend herself when attacked. However, Betsy isn't like the other companions. Betsy came with a catch. According to unused scripts, she was not intended to be a genuine companion. If the player loaded at least 50 items into her inventory, then went to sleep, Betsy would abandon the Courier and run back to her original owner, taking everything with her. Afterwards, her name would revert from Betsy back to the generic Brahmin, making her harder to identify. That owner was another cut character, Kevin Hargrove. Kevin appears to have been the man running the scam from the shack outside Freeside. Although no voice dialogue remains, leftover scripting suggests he controlled Betsy and may have had barter-based conversation checks tied to either renting her out or negotiating her release. The intended quest likely involved the player realizing they had been tricked, then confronting Kevin to permanently free Betsy and turn her into a real companion who would no longer run away. As for the stolen items, they did not simply disappear, bringing us to the next part of the scam. All of the items Betsy brought back to her owner were taken by Kevin and given to a third cut character, Tom Dooley. Tom Dooley was supposed to be a merchant inside Freeside. A disabled NPC placement still exists near the north gate, along with an unused vendor chest tied to his inventory. Naturally, the chest isn't in the game, but it can be found using console commands inside this test chamber. Based on the scripts, items stolen by Betsy would be moved into Dooley's chest, meaning the Courier would have been able to buy back their own stolen gear, and hopefully you would have recognized your own equipment, allowing you to connect Betsy and Kevin to Tom and bust the whole scam wide open. If that was the intended design, it would have created one of New Vegas's most memorable side quests, a fake animal companion, a con artist, and a fence selling your stolen supplies right under your nose. One last thing, Betsy appears to have been a reference to a couple of earlier Fallout games. In Fallout Tactics, there's a Brahmin with the same name who can be recruited during the multiplayer mode. And in Fallout 2, there's a Brahmin in MODOK who could become a temporary companion after her broken leg is healed by the Chosen One. In the end, none of this questline made it into the finished version of New Vegas. Kevin Hargrove, Tom Dooley, and Betsy were all removed, leaving behind scripts, disabled placements, and unused dialogue. But even in pieces, it shows us how much side content Obsidian had planned for Freeside, and how even a simple Brahmin could have turned into one of Fallout's most memorable companions. Be sure to show your support by liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already for more Fallout content. If there's anything you'd like to see in a later video, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. With that said, thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.